The Atlanta Hawks have been one of the most disappointing teams in the NBA this year, and there are a few reasons for that, which we're going to talk about in today's video. But a couple of the glaring issues are, one, Trae Young not exactly playing up to the level of play that he is expected, and two, their inability to hit three-point shots. Now, this duo was brought together to make a finals push, to be honest, but the team has started to play worse. Nate McMillan could be on the hot seat, and like I said, with the loss of Kevin Huerter, it's really showing how much he meant to this Hawks team. So make sure you stick around for the full video, make sure to like button, and leave me a comment down below. Now let's go ahead and get started looking at what is wrong with this Hawks team. And sitting at 18-20, which is good enough for 9th in the Eastern Conference, not good. They are 11th in points per game right now in the NBA, but 20th in offensive rating. They do play a quicker pace of play, just not quite as efficient. 22nd in opponents' points per game this year, and 16th in defensive rating. So the defense has got a little better. Offense gotten worse. I mean, you look at 27th in three-point percentage. That's why the offense has declined so sharply. And Kevin Huerter obviously has the biggest impact in that. There have also been reported disputes between Trae Young and Nate McMillan, like I said, leading to McMillan being on the hot seat. However, they brought McMillan in a couple years ago and he led them to the Eastern Conference Finals. Turns out he's not exactly doing that job again this year, but Trae Young has not been the normal Trae Young that we see. Trae has melted. Ice Trae has melted. Last year, his numbers were far and away better than they were this year. Looking at the numbers last year, he put up about 28.4 points per game, 9.7 assists, shot at 46% from the field, and 38% from three. So that's 28.5 points with almost 10 assists on very efficient shooting. Those are good numbers from Trae. This year, however, it has been a completely different story. 27.3 points per game, 9.7 assists, so close to the same there, 2.9 rebounds. It's been around the same in terms of points and assists, but the percentages just have not been there. 41% from the field, 31% from three, and 4 turnovers. That is just not good at all. He's melted. No more Ice Trae in Atlanta right now. Now, Dejounte Murray was brought in to help Trae and help the defense out. Now, he's helped the defense out for sure. Looking at last year, their defensive rating was 26th. They were 21st in opponents' points per game. They're still 22nd in opponents' points per game, but they are playing a fast-paced brand of basketball, so that's going to happen. Your opponent's just going to get more opportunities to shoot the ball. The defensive rating is really what you look at. This year, they are 15th in defensive rating, so improving by about 10 spots, and then, like I said, 22nd in opponents' points per game. So Dejounte Murray has done his job there. He has went out, and the defense has really improved, averaging almost 21 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, and 6.2 assists per night. He is, not really playing like he was in San Antonio, at least. He's getting the steals, shooting at 45% from the field, 35% from three, getting about 20 a game, but the intangibles, the rebounds, assists are both down from his last year in San Antonio. He is playing 37 minutes per game, only averaging 2.5 turnovers, and still, he's only 26 years old. So this is still a very young backcourt. We got to keep that in mind, even though they are already established stars. Now, there are more struggles besides what we just talked about. Remember, Kevin Huerter was traded in a salary dump to bring in Dejounte Murray. Looking at last year's numbers, the Hawks were actually pretty good at shooting the three ball, at number 2 in the NBA. Now, sent to the Kings was Kevin Huerter. Danilo Gallinari also dealt off, and they have been 27th in three-point percentage this year, as referenced a couple of times in this video. It has not been easy sledding for the Hawks from downtown. But while that's going on, Kevin Huerter's out in Sacramento putting up 16 points a game on 49% shooting from the field and 43% from three. He averages about 3 3-pointers made a game on 7 attempts, and I'd say the Hawks could definitely use a little bit of that right about now. they also have a lot of guys not playing up to their contracts. When you look around this team, starting with DeAndre Hunter, John Collins, Clint Capella, not playing up to the levels they need to be. Hunter, 15 points per game, about 4 rebounds. He has missed about 8 games again this year, so not fully healthy, but better than in previous seasons. 31 minutes per game, 45% from the field, 35% from 3, but he's getting paid 4 years, $90 million. I'd like to see a little bit better, although of these 3 guys, he's probably playing the best dollar for dollar. Now, John Collins, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 1.4 blocks, 51% from the field, 24% from 3. That is not cutting it for a guy that just got a 4-year, $102 million extension. I would not be paying somebody with those stats $25 million a year. Clint Capella, he's just been regressing for a while now. 12 points, 12 rebounds, 1.3 blocks, but he can't do anything outside of catching lobs and defending the rim. 64% from the field in 28 minutes. And again, he's getting paid $20 million a year for the next 3 years. So all 3 of those guys not exactly playing up to their contracts. Now, taking a look here at really the only bright spots on the year for the Atlanta Hawks, Bogdanovic and Onyeka Okongwu. Bogdanovic putting up 17.6 points a game, 4 rebounds, 2.4 assists. Once he came back from injury, he really gave the Hawks a lift. However, they haven't really been able to string any wins together. 45% from the field, 41% from 3 in 31 minutes. He has been playing very, very good basketball. Onyeka Okongwu is a guy that could be getting more minutes here in the future if they do decide to trade away like a Clint Capella. 10 points, 7.5 boards, 1 block, and he's not playing that many minutes. 24 a game, 62% from the field for the 22-year-old. He's playing some very good basketball right now. Speaking of fitting right in, AJ Griffin has done just that as a rookie, one of the other bright spots on this team. 10 points per game, 2.2 rebounds, and 1 assist. One of the better three-point shooters in the draft this year, although that hadn't seemed to help the Hawks out that much from downtown. 46% from the field, 36% from 3, and 1 steal in about 23 minutes per game. So, he's playing pretty well for a rookie. And again, 19 years old, one of the youngest rookies in the draft. He won't turn 20 for a long time. The outlook for this team here in Atlanta, they need to start stringing together some wins. You see him all the way down there in 10th, 18 and 21, a little rough. Chicago's tied with them for the 9 seed, and then they're about 3 games behind Miami, who is in 8th. They definitely need to start winning some games really, really soon. Toronto and Washington are seeming to fall out of it a bit, but Atlanta, they're only 2 games ahead of Toronto, who people are saying need to completely blow it up. So they need really to start stringing together some wins. Maybe they need to fire the coach. We saw that happen up in Brooklyn. It worked out pretty well. I'm not saying they need to, but maybe they just, it's not exactly Nate's fault. Maybe they just need a little spark. Upcoming schedule, they play at the LA Clippers, and then they play Milwaukee. So it's not going to be an easy first 2 games after this video is dropped. Then they go to Indiana, to Toronto, play Miami. This is a tough upcoming schedule. Then they go to Dallas, play New York and Charlotte at home, so maybe they can pick up a couple wins there. But, man, it's not getting any easier for the Hawks, and they got to make some changes sometime soon. Maybe Bogdanovic coming back and help them out a little bit, but I'd be shocked if they don't make moves at the deadline to help out Dejounte Murray. And maybe Trae Young just needs to start playing a little better. But we'll see what happens with Nate McMillan's job. I think he keeps it. I don't know. Yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below with this whole Hawks team. Make sure to like button and leave me a comment like I said. And with all that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching.